You are experiencing a life-changing, powerful interview, and you are hearing it first from Arthur Robinson Jr.'s PowerfulInterviews.com.
Good evening, everyone. This is Arthur Robinson Jr. I am the creator of PowerfulInterviews.com, and tonight I have another special interview for each and every one of you. Tonight I have a wonderful person on the call, and he's a great friend of mine. His name is Dr. Scott Whitaker. And for those that don't know Dr. Scott, let me explain to each and every one of you about this incredible man. Dr. Scott Whitaker is a board-certified neopathic doctor with over 20 years of experience in urbanology, homeopathic, natural healing, and detoxification. A Southern California native, Dr. Scott grew up in the infamous South Central area of Los Angeles. With strong parental guidance as his anchor, he escaped the call of the streets and received his undergraduate degree from University of California in civic engineering. During his time at Berkeley, he became interested in holistic medicine and drew a connection between holistic living and long-term health. Of particular interest to him was the effectiveness or lack of thereof of prescription drugs on common health problems plaguing the African American community. Especially alarming was the number of friends and family members he watched suffer and eventually die from the effects of these synthetic slaughterhouses. He is the author of the powerful book called Medicine, the causes and solutions to disease, malnutrition, and the medical sins that are killing the world. And that is an awesome resume. Without further ado, I'd like to welcome the incredible Dr. Scott Whitaker to the call.
Greetings, everyone.
Well, I'd like to thank you, Dr. Scott Whitaker, for taking time out of your busy schedule to educate me and the listeners worldwide about your powerful book, Medicine. I gladly appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. It's an honor and pleasure for you to bring me on and talk to the people, and we have a good time in this interview.
To everyone listening on this call, I highly recommend go and get your pen and your pad right now. Dr. Scott Whitaker is going to break down in layman's terms about his powerful book, Medicine. We have a lot of topics we're going to cover on tonight's call. So to everyone, you have to tune into this powerful information that Dr. Scott Whitaker is going to break down in layman's terms about how women are getting cervical cancer. He's also going to talk about the hospitals in regards to the nutrition that you are not getting when it comes to hospital foods. It's also going to break down layman's terms about the foods not to eat in regards to your health. Now, what I'd like to know, Dr. Scott Whitaker, and can you educate the listeners in regards to who you are, how long you've been in your powerful industry, and can you break down layman's terms so the listeners fully understand, especially the women, on how they are actually getting cervical cancer?
Dr. Scott Whitaker, born and raised LA, California. Been interested in natural healing since I was age 5, by way of my dad. And just love helping people get well. Naturopathic medicine or naturopathic doctor is someone who heals the body naturally. Do not use drugs. We don't do surgery. We only see using modern medicine only in terms of emergencies, meaning gunshots, car accidents, stabs, burns, things like that, things that are called crisis medicine, emergency medicine. That's when you go to a hospital. Other than that, you need to stay out of them. Because if you're going in there for your high blood pressure and your cancers, your kidney failures, your anything to do with dealing with a chronic disease, you're setting yourself up for failure. You're setting yourself up for possibly checking in and never checking out. So that's when you use a hospital is for emergency reasons only. Women are developing cancers throughout their body in so many areas. The cervix being one area being exposed to the cancers now, and that's reason being because of the use of latex being introduced into the woman's body by way of condoms. Latex condoms are chemically structured, almost similar to asbestos, and when that is being used, that chemical is being introduced right into the woman's sensitive area, setting the stage for endometriosis, cancers, fibroid tumors, all the things that affect the reproduction area of the woman is devastated by latex. So if that is a means and methods for people, we need to switch to non-latex condoms.
Now, this is some powerful information that you are educating me and the listeners on in regards to cervical cancer. Now, you have a powerful book called Medicine, and I was reading the table of contents, and it was going into hospital foods, who wrote the menu. Can you break that down in layman's terms so the listeners fully understand about hospital foods and how dangerous hospital foods are?
Oh, yeah. Hospital foods are today basically a crying shame. I have seen photos and have actually passed by some hospitals today that now have fast food restaurants inside of them. McDonald's, McKillers, and Burger King, Taco Hell, all these different fast food places inside hospitals, okay? And these are the foods that gave you your condition in the first place, and then you're going to eat it when you're there. Ridiculous. Then you go into the actual hospital cafeteria setting, or the ones that are preparing the so-called food for the ill patients that are present there in the hospital. Now, you look at a tray of that stuff that comes to their room. White flour, white sugar, tap water, pork products, everything's processed out of a can. They don't even have fresh squeezed juices. And it's just basically a menu of death. And the ones that supposedly put these menus together are these so-called registered dietitians, RDs, and that's the title, of one of my chapters, Who Wrote the Menu, because the menu is like it's written by somebody who was on crack cocaine. So if you ever notice, you may not ever say to your spouse, hey, baby, let's go to such and such hospital and have a dinner, have a meal. You wouldn't take anybody to a hospital to eat, because you know yourself the food coming out of there is simply ridiculous. So you cannot heal sick bodies with dead foods. And, of course, we know most of the outcomes of people going into those places, they don't check out.
Incredible interview. Dr. Scott, break down layman's terms so the listeners fully understand about hospitals, because when you break it all down, it's called hospice, and hospice is a form of death. Is that correct?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The hospital is a business, and if you don't believe me,